You ever wonder what really, truly separates the super successful from everybody else? It's not always about talent, and it's definitely not some kind of magic. Today, we're going to dive deep into the specific mindset that creates wealth and real achievement. This quote from music producer Rico Love just hits the nail on the head. He's talked about how he knows people who are 10 times more talented than him, but they just don't work as hard. And that gets right to the core of what we're talking about today. Success isn't just about what you're born with. It's about a completely different way of thinking. So that leads to the big question, right? If it's all about a different mindset, what is that mindset? What are the secrets that seem to set the wealthy apart from everyone else? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down in this explainer. All right, so let's jump right in. The first and maybe most important thing to get is that this powerful way of thinking isn't something you're born with. No, it's not magic. It's a choice. It's a deliberate shift you decide to make in how you see the world and yourself. And this really boils down to a pretty simple, but honestly profound idea. The wealthy just operate on a different mental frequency. It's not just about their daily actions, it's about their fundamental attitude towards life and money that puts them on a completely different track from the very beginning. So how do you actually make that choice? Well, it all starts by understanding the real engine of change here, the incredible untapped power of your own mind. This is the foundation that everything else is built on. And the key player in all of this is your subconscious mind. Think of it like the operating system that's always running in the background on your computer. It's this powerful, mostly unseen part of you that shapes what you believe, drives what you do, and ultimately determines the results you get in life. So, think about an iceberg, right? The little tip you see sticking out of the water? That's your conscious mind. That's your willpower, the part that says, I'm going to do this. But the massive hidden part under the surface, that's your subconscious. And that is the real force that can either supercharge your goals or, honestly, completely sink them. It can make you or break you. Okay, now that we've got that foundation, let's get to the good stuff. We're going to walk through the 6 specific mindset shifts that are basically your blueprint for making real, lasting change. So yeah, we're going to break down 6, count them, 6, key changes you need to make in your thinking. And these aren't just vague ideas. They're actual, actionable steps to completely rewire your mind for success. Let's get into the first one. All right, step 1. And this one is the bedrock for everything else. You have to consciously choose to think positively. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about focusing your mental energy on the results you want, not the stuff you're afraid of. And this quote right here just nails why that works. What you concentrate on, you start loving. See, when you consistently focus on your goals, on your vision, you're literally programming your subconscious. You're telling it, hey, this is important, let's go get it, and it starts to align everything to help you make it happen. The second shift is a biggie. You have to create your own path. It's so tempting to just try and copy what someone else did, but real, massive success, that requires your own unique journey. Look, following someone else's map can get you started for sure, but it's never going to lead you all the way to your destination. The key takeaway here is that you have to learn to trust that inner voice, your own intuition. That's the only way you'll reach the goals that are truly meant for you. All right, on to step 3. Now, this one might sound a little soft, maybe, but stick with me because it is an absolute non-negotiable for success. You have to love yourself. And here's why that is so, so important. If deep, deep down you don't believe you're worthy of wealth and success, your subconscious will literally find ways to sabotage you every time you get close. You just can't achieve what you don't feel you truly deserve. It's that simple. Number 4 is a total game changer, especially when it comes to your career and your day-to-day life. Do what you love. It's all about aligning your work with what actually gets you excited to wake up in the morning. I mean, think about it. You can grind for 10, 12, 14 hours a day, but if you hate what you're doing, you'll never bring the kind of energy and creativity it takes to really succeed in a big way. Passion is the fuel. When you love what you do, the hard work doesn't even feel like work anymore. It feels like purpose. Okay, for our last 2 points, we're going to talk about what you need to stop doing. Think of these as 2 giant boulders blocking your path that you've just got to push out of the way. First, stop feeling jealous of successful people. Jealousy is just this heavy, toxic emotion that drains your energy and pulls you off your own path. And second, stop blaming others for your failures. The moment you take total responsibility, that's the moment you become truly powerful and put yourself back in the driver's seat. So, you've done the internal work, you've made these shifts. What happens next? Well, that brings us to our final section, your path to prosperity. This is where we see how putting this new mindset to work changes absolutely everything. So let's do a quick recap of this powerful playbook. It's about getting your inner world right, think positively and love yourself. Then it's about your actions in the outer world. Create your own path and do what you love. And finally, it's about clearing the road. Stop the jealousy and stop the blame. When you install these 6 principles, you're creating a whole new operating system for success. And here's the beautiful part. The promise here is crystal clear. When you fully adopt this new attitude, when these shifts become your default way of thinking, prosperity isn't something you have to chase anymore. It's an outcome that just naturally finds its way to you. So look, we've laid out the blueprint. This is the starting line. But remember, that's all it is, a start. The real question, the one I want to leave you with, is this. What are you going to build with it?